XRP is trading at $2.16, wedged tightly between resistance at $2.17 and support at $2.13. After breaking free from a month-long consolidation on April 27th, the bulls made their move, but now the climb looks less certain. The next key target is $2.39, but that's still a ways off. And $2? It's not just a price, it's become a psychological anchor in a market clouded by growing caution. Technicals suggest a possible upswing, flashing early signs of bullish momentum, but sentiment on the ground paints a more restrained picture. Derivatives traders are stepping back, daily trading interest is losing steam, and whale activity is noticeably drying up. So the big question lingers, is XRP gearing up for a breakout? Or bracing for a bigger shakeout? One of crypto's biggest legal sagas is edging toward a critical turning point. The SEC versus Ripple case, dragging on since 2020, is about to hit a major milestone. A federal court has now given the SEC until June 15, 2025 to file its appeal. Just 2 days later, on June 17th, the agency is expected to announce its decision on Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF application. That timing? Likely not a coincidence. According to crypto lawyer Bill Morgan, it looks like a calculated move. He believes the SEC could be coordinating both announcements, using the lawsuit outcome and the ETF decision as a 1-2 punch that could reshape XRP's future overnight. After years of courtroom battles and regulatory uncertainty, Ripple might finally be closing this chapter. And if all goes well, XRP could soon transition from legal limbo to mainstream financial legitimacy. Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF filing has faced its share of delays, but the clock is ticking. The SEC's final decision is due on June 17th, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Many analysts believe that a green light from regulators would mark a turning point for XRP, giving it newfound legitimacy in the eyes of institutional investors and potentially opening the door to billions in inflows. Dan Tapiero, CEO of 10T Holdings, is among those optimistic about approval. He points to Ripple's ability to weather years of legal battles, along with rising demand for crypto ETF diversification, as signs that XRP is ready for prime time. If approved, this would be the first ever XRP ETF, a major follow-up to the wave of Bitcoin spot ETFs launched earlier this year. It would also make XRP far more accessible to everyday investors, offering exposure through traditional brokerages without the need for wallets, keys, or exchanges. Despite bullish technical indicators, like an RSI above 54 and a positive MACD crossover, there's clear hesitation in the derivatives market. The long-short ratio sits below 1, signaling bearish bias, and over $5.24 million in long positions were liquidated in just 24 hours. In other words, traders aren't going all in just yet. Even large whale transactions over $100,000, and especially those above $1 million, have slowed significantly. But here's where it gets interesting. Funding rates flipped positive on May 1st. That means traders are now paying to hold long positions on XRP derivatives, a subtle but telling sign that demand might be building quietly in the background. It's a market split between what the charts show and what the sentiment reveals. Will conviction catch up to the signals? XRP's next major hurdle is at $2.50. The 50% Fibonacci retracement level from its $3.40 high down to the $1.61 low. A strong daily close above this level could pave the way for a push toward $3, a price not seen since the peak of the last bull cycle. But before that, XRP needs to clear $2.39, R1, and then $2.50, R2. If it breaks through both, momentum could quickly build as traders start eyeing that $3 milestone, a level that's both technically significant and psychologically charged. Still, timing is everything. With the SEC lawsuit and the XRP ETF decision both landing in mid-June, the market is on edge. We could see a preemptive rally on optimism, or a sharp reversal if the headlines don't go XRP's way. The next 40 days could define XRP's future. June 15th, SEC's final appeal deadline in the Ripple case. June 17th, decision on Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF. Key price levels $2.39, $2.50, $3 are in focus. Funding rates are rising, but whales are quiet. It's a high-stakes countdown. June could make or break XRP's legacy.